Hey, good morning, everyone. I received a few emails this morning asking for a little bit of extra help and a little bit of clarification as to exactly what dependent clauses are and how to identify them in sentences as opposed to independent clauses. Now, I must warn you that I'm recording this with my baby girl in my lap and my son Maximilian running around being crazy butt in my living room. So you may or may not hear them be crazy in the background. Okay, now for dependent clauses, let's just start with clauses in general. So clauses in general, you guys will remember, they have a subject and predicate. That is what makes them clauses. So up until this part of the unit, we have understood basically clauses to be a part of a sentence that has a subject and predicate, right? So like I, and what am I doing or being? I'm liking school. And so that part so far, most of you guys have been doing just fine with. So you've been able to identify clauses, no problem. Now, what I wasn't really focusing on beforehand was the fact that those are called independent clauses, like I like school, because if you put them by themselves, they could exist alone as a sentence. Well, there's another kind of clause other than those independent clauses called a dependent clause. And dependent clauses are the same thing as independent clauses in the sense that they have a subject and predicate. So, an example of a dependent clause would be like this one right here, because I always see my friends. We have a subject and predicate, I as our subject, and then the predicate always see my friends. So there's a subject and predicate in there, just like an independent clause. So they're very close to the same thing. The very key difference between dependent and independent clauses is that dependent clauses always begin with a subordinating conjunction. So the two key differences you notice here, they always begin with a subordinating conjunction, like the word because, and as a result of that subordinating conjunction, they cannot stand alone as a complete sentence if they were by themselves. So in the full sentence, I like school because I always see my friends. Our independent clause is I like school. Notice that I like school does not begin with a subordinate conjunction. But notice that the next clause, because I always see my friends, does begin with a subordinating conjunction. And that is what makes this clause here a dependent clause, is because it begins with the word because, a subordinating conjunction. Same idea with the next example. When I was 10 years old, I watched cartoons every Saturday morning. We know that when I was 10 years old is the dependent clause because it begins with the subordinating conjunction when. I watch cartoons every Saturday morning does not begin with a subordinating conjunction. It begins with the noun I, which is the subject. So whenever you try to figure out if it's a dependent or an independent clause, you simply have to ask yourself, is it starting with a subordinating conjunction or not? If it is, it's dependent. If it's not, it's independent. Okay, so with that being said, I thought I might look at a couple examples from your practice from yesterday and today. So we'll start with your first practice, which is complex sentence practice 1. And you'll notice your first two examples right off the bat, we're going to be having a dependent and independent clause, and we're trying to identify them. And so we'll just do the first two together. So I'm looking at when you finish your chores, you can play video games. I'm trying to find my first subject and predicate to find my first clause. So the first time I see a subject, I notice the noun you, and then I ask myself, what are you doing or being? You are finishing your chores. And so I know there's subject and then predicate here. And then I just ask myself, is it beginning with a subordinating conjunction? And sure enough, yeah, this first one is beginning with a subordinating conjunction when. And so I know that's our dependent clause. So I'm going to underline that and label that as the dependent clause. Then now the next time we have a subject doing or being a predicate is you, and what are you doing or being? You can play video games. And so I underline that as a clause, and then I simply have to figure out if that's dependent or independent. And by looking at it, I just have to ask myself, does it begin with a subordinating conjunction? Well, it begins with the word you, which is a noun. So it does not begin with a subordinating conjunction. So that is our independent clause. So now I'll label these dependent for our first one that does begin with a subordinating conjunction, and independent for our second one that does not begin with a subordinating conjunction. And for this first practice, that's all you had to do, was just identify the dependent and independent clauses. And so it's the same concept for the next one. Notice the clauses are the same. The only difference is they were reversed. And so now we have when in the middle here. But remember that the subordinate conjunction always begins the dependent clause. So now the dependent clause is on this half of the sentence, whereas the independent clause is on this half of the sentence. Okay, so I'll wrap up labeling them really quickly. And there we go. Okay. And so that's really the only difference between dependent and independent clauses. You notice the dependent always starts with that subordinate conjunction. Now, if it helps you, I did include this list of subordinate conjunctions in your notes. That's a big old list. You can't memorize the whole thing. But you're just kind of looking to see if something is beginning the clause that makes it feel kind of incomplete. And so for these ones, when you finish your chores, sounds kind of incomplete, right? When you finish your chores, what? You're going to do something. And so that's kind of the clue that it's going to be a dependent clause, is that it sounds incomplete. And then just look to see if it starts out with one of those subordinate conjunctions. All right. Now for your second practice, I thought we'd do another one because this is where it starts to ask you to label the sentences as simple, compound, or complex based on if there's how many dependent clauses or independent clauses you have. So I think just to try to pick one that is going to have a couple of them, I thought that we would do number 5 together. So for number 5 on practice 2, it says, at the end of last season, I won $1,000 when Michigan beat Ohio State. And so again, start off by trying to find the clauses and then figure out what kind of clauses they are. And based on the kind of clauses they are, you'll know what kind of sentence you have. So for number 5, the first time I see a subject doing or being a predicate, well, I see season, but the season isn't doing or being anything here. So I know that's just going to be a phrase. The next time I see a subject in predicate scenarios, I see I. What am I doing or being? I'm winning $1,000. So I know there's going to be subject and predicate. So there's a clause, and that phrase needs to be a part of that clause. So I'm going to underline that. And then I'll find our next clause. Looks like Michigan beating Ohio State. So subject and predicate. And it does look like it begins with this word when, which, based on our previous practice, we know is going to be a subordinate conjunction. So I basically know right off the bat that's going to be our dependent clause. And again, just to kind of like clarify on that, when I say when Michigan beats Ohio State, that sounds kind of incomplete. When Michigan beats Ohio State, what? They're going to go to the championship game. What's going to happen when they beat them? And this first one's going to be independent. It doesn't matter that it starts with a phrase. What matters is if it starts with a subordinate conjunction. And so since at the end of last season is not a subordinate conjunction, it's a full phrase, that does not make it a dependent clause. It's only a dependent clause if it begins with one of our subordinate conjunctions. Okay, so now that I have our clauses identified, I just have to figure out what kind of sentence this is. And if you review your notes, you'll remember that an independent clause by itself would be a simple sentence. Well, this has a dependent clause with it, so I know it's not simple. And then if we had an independent clause joined with another independent clause, we'd have a compound sentence. But for this one, we don't have two independent clauses. We have an independent and a dependent. And so the moment I saw dependent, I knew it was going to be complex. So I'll write down complex. And you would do the same thing for all of these and just kind of see how many clauses you have and then what kind of sentence you have as a result. So 2 or more independents equals compound, independent by itself equals simple, and then a dependent clause alongside of an independent clause would be complex. Now, a reminder, you can have as many dependent clauses as you want. So we might have 4 dependents and an independent. It would still be complex. Okay, I hope that helps. I did put the keys in Schoology, so if you look at the each day's folder, you'll notice that for today, for example, you have the key for practice 1 right here, and it would tell you the answers to kind of help you walk you through what they should have looked like in the end. So hopefully this helps, guys. If you have any more questions, shoot me an email. I'll try to make another video for you, but I'll be there on Friday to clarify stuff with you anyway, okay? All right, I'll see you then. Good luck, guys.